NLT API Genesis 47 verses 1 to 31. NLT Genesis 47 Jacob blesses Pharaoh 1. Then Joseph went to see Pharaoh and told him, "My father and my brothers have arrived from the land of Canaan. They have come with all their flocks and herds and possessions, and they are now in the region of Goshen." 2. Joseph took 5 of his brothers with him and presented them to Pharaoh. 3. And Pharaoh asked the brothers, "What is your occupation?" They replied, "We, your servants, are shepherds, just like our ancestors. For we have come to live here in Egypt for a while, for there is no pasture for our flocks in Canaan. The famine is very severe there. So please, we request permission to live in the region of Goshen." 5. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Now that your father and brothers have joined you here, 6. Choose any place in the entire land of Egypt for them to live. Give them the best land of Egypt. Let them live in the region of Goshen. And if any of them have special skills, put them in charge of my livestock." 2. 7. Then Joseph brought in his father, Jacob, and presented him to Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. 8. How old are you? Pharaoh asked him. 9. Jacob replied, "I have traveled this earth for 130 hard years, but my life has been short compared to the lives of my ancestors." 10. Then Jacob blessed Pharaoh again before leaving his court. 11. So Joseph assigned the best land of Egypt, the region of Ramesses, to his father and his brothers, and he settled them there, just as Pharaoh had commanded. 12. And Joseph provided food for his father and his brothers in amounts appropriate to the number of their dependents, including the smallest children. Joseph's leadership in the famine. 13. Meanwhile, the famine became so severe that all the food was used up, and people were starving throughout the lands of Egypt and Canaan. 14. By selling grain to the people, Joseph eventually collected all the money in Egypt and Canaan, and he put the money in Pharaoh's treasury. 15. When the people of Egypt and Canaan ran out of money, all the Egyptians came to Joseph. "Our money is gone," they cried, "but please give us food, or we will die before your very eyes." 16. Joseph replied, "Since your money is gone, bring me your livestock. I will give you food in exchange for your livestock." 17. So they brought their livestock to Joseph in exchange for food. In exchange for their horses, flocks of sheep and goats, herds of cattle, and donkeys, Joseph provided them with food for another year. 18. But that year ended, and the next year they came again and said, "We cannot hide the truth from you, my lord. Our money is gone, and all our livestock and cattle are yours. We have nothing left to give but our bodies and our land." 19. Why should we die before your very eyes? Buy us and our land in exchange for food. We offer our land and ourselves as slaves for Pharaoh. Just give us grain so we may live and not die, and so the land does not become empty and desolate. 20. So Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. All the Egyptians sold him their fields because the famine was so severe, and soon all the land belonged to Pharaoh. 21. As for the people, he made them all slaves. 47:21 as in Greek version and Samaritan Pentateuch. Hebrew reads he moved them all into the towns, from one end of Egypt to the other. 22. The only land he did not buy was the land belonging to the priests. They received an allotment of food directly from Pharaoh, so they didn't need to sell their land. 23. Then Joseph said to the people, "Look, today I have bought you and your land for Pharaoh. I will provide you with seed so you can plant the fields." 24. Then when you harvest it, 1/5 of your crop will belong to Pharaoh. You may keep the remaining 4/5 as seed for your fields and as food for you, your households, and your little ones. 25. You have saved our lives, they exclaimed. May it please you, my lord, to let us be Pharaoh's servants. 26. Joseph then issued a decree still in effect in the land of Egypt, that Pharaoh should receive 1/5 of all the crops grown on his land. Only the land belonging to the priests was not given to Pharaoh. 27. Meanwhile, the people of Israel settled in the region of Goshen in Egypt. There they acquired property, and they were fruitful, and their population grew rapidly. 28. Jacob lived for 17 years after his arrival in Egypt, so he lived 147 years in all. 29. As the time of his death drew near, Jacob asterisk 47:29 Hebrew Israel, also in 47:31b. See note on 35:21, called for his son Joseph and said to him, "Please do me this favor. Put your hand under my thigh and swear that you will treat me with unfailing love by honoring this last request. Do not bury me in Egypt. 30 When I die, please take my body out of Egypt and bury me with my ancestors." So Joseph promised, "I will do as you ask." 31 Swear that you will do it, Jacob insisted. So Joseph gave his oath, and Jacob bowed humbly at the head of his bed. Asterisk 47:31 Greek version reads, "And Israel bowed in worship as he leaned on his staff." Compare Heb 11:21. NLT API Genesis 48 verses 1 to 22. NLT Genesis 48 Jacob blesses Manasseh and Ephraim. One day not long after this, word came to Joseph, "Your father is failing rapidly." So Joseph went to visit his father, and he took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. 2 When Joseph arrived, Jacob was told, "Your son Joseph has come to see you." So Jacob asterisk 48:2 Hebrew Israel, also in 48:8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 21. See note on 35:21, gathered his strength and sat up in his bed. 3 Jacob said to Joseph, "God Almighty asterisk 48:3 Hebrew El Shaddai appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me. For he said to me, I will make you fruitful, and I will multiply your descendants. I will make you a multitude of nations. And I will give this land of Canaan to your descendants asterisk 48:4 Hebrew seed, also in 48:19, after you as an everlasting possession. 5 Now I am claiming as my own sons these 2 boys of yours, Ephraim and Manasseh, who were born here in the land of Egypt before I arrived. They will be my sons, just as Reuben and Simeon are. 6 But any children born to you in the future will be your own, and they will inherit land within the territories of their brothers Ephraim and Manasseh. 7 Long ago, as I was returning from Paddan Aram, asterisk 48:7 Hebrew Paddan, referring to Paddan Aram. Compare Gen 35:9. Rachel died in the land of Canaan. We were still on the way, some distance from Ephrath, that is, Bethlehem. So with great sorrow, I buried her there beside the road to Ephrath. 8 Then Jacob looked over at the 2 boys. Are these your sons? He asked. 9 Yes, Joseph told him. These are the sons God has given me here in Egypt. And Jacob said, Bring them closer to me, so I can bless them. 10 Jacob was half blind because of his age and could hardly see. So Joseph brought the boys close to him, and Jacob kissed and embraced them. 11 Then Jacob said to Joseph, I never thought I would see your face again, but now God has let me see your children, too. 12 Joseph moved the boys, who were at their grandfather's knees, and he bowed with his face to the ground. 13 Then he positioned the boys in front of Jacob. With his right hand, he directed Ephraim toward Jacob's left hand, and with his left hand, he put Manasseh at Jacob's right hand. 14 But Jacob crossed his arms as he reached out to lay his hands on the boys' heads. He put his right hand on the head of Ephraim, though he was the younger boy, and his left hand on the head of Manasseh, though he was the firstborn. 15 Then he blessed Joseph and said, May the God before whom my grandfather Abraham and my father, Isaac, walked, the God who has been my shepherd all my life, to this very day, 16 The angel who has redeemed me from all harm, may he bless these boys. May they preserve my name and the names of Abraham and Isaac, and may their descendants multiply greatly throughout the earth. 17 But Joseph was upset when he saw that his father placed his right hand on Ephraim's head. So Joseph lifted it to move it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's head. 18 No, my father. He said, This one is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head. 19 But his father refused. I know, my son. I know, he replied. Manasseh will also become a great people, but his younger brother will become even greater, and his descendants will become a multitude of nations. 20 So Jacob blessed the boys that day with this blessing. The people of Israel will use your names when they give a blessing. They will say, "May God make you as prosperous as Ephraim and Manasseh." In this way, Jacob put Ephraim ahead of Manasseh. 21. Then Jacob said to Joseph, "Look, I am about to die, but God will be with you and will take you back to Canaan, the land of your ancestors. 22. And beyond what I have given your brothers, I am giving you an extra portion of the land asterisk 48:22, or an extra ridge of land." The meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain, that I took from the Amorites with my sword and bow. NLT API Genesis 49 verses 1 to 33. NLT Genesis 49 Jacob's last words to his sons. 1. Then Jacob called together all his sons and said, "Gather around me, and I will tell you what will happen to each of you in the days to come." 2. Come and listen, you sons of Jacob, listen to Israel, your father. 3. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my strength, the child of my vigorous youth. You are first in rank and first in power. But you are as unruly as a flood, and you will be first no longer. For you went to bed with my wife, you defiled my marriage couch. 5. Simeon and Levi are two of a kind. Their weapons are instruments of violence. May 6. I never join in their meetings. May I never be a party to their plans. For in their anger they murdered men, and they crippled oxen just for sport. 7. A curse on their anger, for it is fierce. A curse on their wrath, for it is cruel. I will scatter them among the descendants of Jacob. I will disperse them throughout Israel. 8. Judah, your brothers will praise you. You will grasp your enemies by the neck. All your relatives will bow before you. 9. Judah, my son, is a young lion that has finished eating its prey. Like a lion he crouches and lies down. Like a lioness, who dares to rouse him? 10. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from his descendants. Asterisk 49:10 A Hebrew from between his feet, until the coming of the one to whom it belongs. Asterisk 49:10b, or until tribute is brought to him and the peoples obey. Traditionally rendered until Shiloh comes. The one whom all nations will honor. 11. He ties his foal to a grapevine, the colt of his donkey to a choice vine. He washes his clothes in wine, his robes in the blood of grapes. 12. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth are whiter than milk. 13. Zebulun will settle by the seashore and will be a harbor for ships. His borders will extend to Sidon. 14. Issachar is a sturdy donkey, resting between two saddle packs. Asterisk 49:14, or sheepfolds, or hearths. 15. When he sees how good the countryside is and how pleasant the land, he will bend his shoulder to the load and submit himself to hard labor. 16. Dan will govern his people like any other tribe in Israel. 17. Dan will be a snake beside the road, a poisonous viper along the path that bites the horse's hooves so its rider is thrown off. 18. I trust in you for salvation, O Lord. 19. Gad will be attacked by marauding bands, but he will attack them when they retreat. 20. Asher will dine on rich foods and produce food fit for kings. 21. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. 22. Joseph is the foal of a wild donkey, the foal of a wild donkey at a spring, one of the wild donkeys on the ridge. Asterisk 49:22, or Joseph is a fruitful tree, / a fruitful tree beside a spring, / his branches reach over the wall. The meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. 23. Archers attacked him savagely. They shot at him and harassed him. 24. But his bow remained taut, and his arms were strengthened by the hands of the mighty one of Jacob, by the shepherd, the rock of Israel. May 25th the God of your father help you. May the Almighty bless you with the blessings of the heavens above, and blessings of the watery depths below, and blessings of the breasts and womb. May 26th, my fatherly blessings on you surpass the blessings of my ancestors. Asterisk 49:26, or of the ancient mountains, reaching to the heights of the eternal hills. May these blessings rest on the head of Joseph, who is a prince among his brothers. 27. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf, devouring his enemies in the morning and dividing his plunder in the evening. 28 These are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is what their father said as he told his sons goodbye. He blessed each one with an appropriate message. Jacob's death and burial 29 Then Jacob instructed them, Soon I will die and join my ancestors. Bury me with my father and grandfather in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite. 30 This is the cave in the field of Machpelah, near Mamre in Canaan, that Abraham bought from Ephron the Hittite as a permanent burial site. 31 There Abraham and his wife Sarah are buried. There Isaac and his wife, Rebekah, are buried. And there I buried Leah. 32 It is the plot of land and the cave that my grandfather Abraham bought from the Hittites. 33 When Jacob had finished this charge to his sons, he drew his feet into the bed, breathed his last, and joined his ancestors in death.